What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jordxn here. In this video, it's another vocal melody hack video. First, man, I know a lot of people struggle with songwriting, so listen, man, I'm gonna give you some tips, man, that can probably help you out, you know, and help your songwriting improve song by song. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's gonna take practice. So listen, man, we're gonna start like this. So listen, I want you to write down 3 to 5 words that you say a lot in all of your songs. So you probably gonna have to think back, listen to your songs, and figure out what you say a lot. And you don't want to be too repetitive in the things that you say, because you're just going to continue to rap about and write about the same things over and over. So listen, write down 3 to 5 words like lit, drip, bands, racks, whatever it is that you find yourself saying a lot. Write those down and try to find out different ways to say that. Find similar words that you can replace that with here and there, just so you don't keep saying the same thing. Eventually, like, if you have fans, they're gonna catch on and be like, man, he's always saying this. He's always saying the same thing. He's always saying the same thing. Like, say something different, because you don't want to do that, man. If you keep saying the same thing, people are gonna stop listening to you. For the second thing I want to talk about is using different metaphors. So up your metaphor game, you know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of people, like, you should know what a metaphor is. If you don't know what a metaphor is, I need you to go back to school or just Google this shit right now. The second thing I'm gonna say is use different metaphors. And when it comes to the metaphors, man, you want to be different, but not too different and not too crazy. You want to keep it simple and like on point. All right. So for example, like if you're trying to say my flow is fire, like my flow is fire. So what you want to do, for example, like Lil Wayne did in a song, he was like, my flow is like rubbing 2 logs. All right, that means his flow is fire, because if you rub 2 sticks together, you're gonna get fire. I know he said logs, but I'm gonna get to that in the next tip after this. But look, you gotta think about it. If you rub 2 sticks together, eventually you're gonna get fired. So basically saying my flow is like rubbing 2 logs, that means my flow is fire, right? So you want to be able to up your metaphors. So what you can do to get your metaphors on point is get your piece of paper, write down like a bunch of metaphors. Just write down as many as you can think of, so you can always have them to go back to and be like, oh, I like this one, I can put this one in this song. I like this one, I can put this one in that song. Just keep a list of your metaphors, man, because if you want to be a good songwriter and just make good songs and just be different, it's gonna take a lot of work, man. And you also want to go the extra mile. So your competition might not even think about this. So you can get a notebook specifically for metaphors. You could just write down metaphors all day, every day, or just one a day. Then you can use them for at any time. But then this one right here, I want you to be able to up your hyperboles. You know what I'm saying? So really get into it. So you should know what a hyperbole is. I'm over here sounding like I'm teaching an English class. But listen, man, hyperboles and metaphors, man. Hyperboles and metaphors go hand in hand. You can play those off. You know what I'm saying? Like what I just said, for example, like when Lil Wayne said, my flow is like rubbing 2 logs. Bro, you can't rub 2 logs together physically. You know what I'm saying? But it goes together. Up your hyperbole game and up your metaphor game. Those 2 are very important. Okay, is one that a lot of people probably struggle with, because I used to struggle with this when I first started, you know what I'm saying, or just got into the music. And I know a lot of people struggle with this, and it's staying on topic and staying consistent within your verses. You know what I'm saying? So when you're writing songs, you want the song to be consistent and to be about whatever the song is about. Just because you can rap, man, you just don't hop on there and just rapping and just rhyming. You don't say things just to rhyme when you're making songs, all right? Because you want the song to make sense, especially like if it's going on your album. You want it to make sense and everything to be consistent. You don't want to be rapping on the hook talking about falling in love, right? But your whole verse is talking about flexing and dripping, spending money. That doesn't go hand in hand. So you want to be able to stay consistent, all right? Got me? But like a lot of people say they lack confidence when it comes to writing their lyrics or recording their lyrics. But listen, man, whenever you're writing a song, don't overthink it, because if you overthink it, it's gonna kill your creativity in that moment and you're not gonna be able to create, right? So what you want to do, man, you don't want to put too much pressure on yourself. You want to write it out, right? Don't say it in your head. Rap it out loud to the beat. See if it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Because you might be too hard on yourself. You might not like it. You might not think it's good enough, but you never know. Your fans might think it's good enough. Somebody that never heard you before might fall in love with this line or whatever song, whatever verse that you're doing, you know? So, yeah, man, you want to keep your confidence. You want to second guess everything. You know what I'm saying? You kind of want to just go with your first instinct, go with your gut, go with what you feel. So if you writing down what you feel versus like trying to be different or just trying to be like this, at first just write down what you feel and rap it out loud to see if it makes sense. Because listen, you can always go back and rewrite. You know what I'm saying? You can always go back and re-record. You know what I'm saying? Before you put down the final thing, because the recording process, man, that's like the hardest process versus the songwriting process. You know what I'm saying? Like these two are like really, really, really important. You know what I'm saying? But listen, don't lose the confidence. Keep your confidence. This is what I need you to understand. You do not need to be too wordy. You don't have to put too many words in your song. All right? Too many words can kill a verse. Too many words can kill a vibe. Too many words can throw you off when you're recording. You know what I'm saying? So just be aware of the type words that you're using. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're rapping it in your head, sometimes it might sound like it's gonna fit, but when you rap it out loud, it might not fit. You know? So don't be afraid to go and take out words if you need to. That also goes back to the rewriting part. So I'm gonna say that a lot, especially in the songwriting series that I'm doing right now. Like, rewriting is very important, because like, you don't want to throw out something that you really aren't confident in. You know what I'm saying? Because like, if you really want to change something, you can change something. You don't have to stay that way. You know what I'm saying? Also, what I need you to understand is, do not rush yourself. All right, stop rushing yourself to finish a verse. Do not give yourself 10 minutes to write a verse. If you cannot write a verse in 10 minutes, that's okay, man. It might take you an hour to write a verse. It might take you 2 days to write a verse. It don't matter, bro. As long as the verse gets done. If you rush yourself, man, you're not gonna get the best out of yourself. All right, I'm just telling you what it is, man. Like, so stop rushing. Don't rush yourself when you're writing, because your thoughts are not gonna come together. Don't force yourself to write. If you're not feeling it, don't write, man. I'm just being real with you. Don't do it, because you're gonna sit there. It's gonna take away all the creativity. You're not gonna feel no connection with the song at all. Like, don't force yourself, right? Don't force yourself. Don't rush. And I'm gonna close with this right here. Take breaks if you need to. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with taking breaks between writing verses. Alright, so like, let's say like, if you wake up at 10 in the morning, I was gonna say 12, but you shouldn't be waking up at 12. But if you wake up at 10, you start writing, you can take a break, come back to it, see if you're feeling inspired again. If you're not really feeling inspired, give it a little bit more time. You know what I'm saying? So like, all of this comes into play, man. Like, I just really need y'all to understand, like, you shouldn't rush whenever it comes to writing your songs, because guess what, man? It's like, you're the person in control of your But listen, man, I'm just trying to give you some tips to help you get better and build your confidence when it comes to writing songs, because I want you to write better songs, I want you to write better hooks, I want you to get better verses. You know what I'm saying? Take different approaches when you're writing your songs, because that's the first part. It's writing. You know what I'm saying? It's writing, recording, mixing, mastering, right? If you got too many words and you off beat, a mix can't fix that. Like, you got too many words, bro. You gotta fix that. Like, it starts with you. But listen, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you struggle with the most when it comes to writing songs, right? What hurts you the most, or like keeps you from finishing a lot of songs that you want to finish? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all got a lot of unfinished songs. But let me know, man, what do you need help with, man? And I'm gonna try to figure my best to help you out, all right? But listen, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. It's your boy Jordxn. I'm out of here, all right?